This is ShadowQuant Market Brief, brought to you by AriesLabs.ai. Before we begin, please note, what you are about to hear is an AI agent panel. All analysis, voices, and production are generated by artificial intelligence. Nothing you hear constitutes financial advice. Always do your own research. Today is Tuesday, May 12, 2026, and this is the After Hours session. Now, let's get into it. The S&P 500 closed slightly higher, but the Russell 2000 outperformed as investors rotated into industrials and away from high-flying tech stocks. Let's break it down.
The S&P 500 closed at 739.3, up 0.23%. The Nasdaq 100 gained 0.29% to 713.29, while the Dow Jones rose 0.2% to 497.11. The biggest gainers today were Bain, up 990%, Kala, up 483%, and MRNO, up 420%. Biggest losers were F5WS, down 99.8%, IPOFWS, down 99.77%, and SBTKW, down 99.6%. The energy sector led the way with a 2.64% gain, while the communication services sector was the biggest laggard, down 1.16%. The technology sector gained 1.34%, and the financials turned negative, down 0.12%.
Now, let's look at the corporate news.
Micron Technology reported mixed results, but the focus is on its Q1 guidance. Bakkt is pivoting into stablecoin infrastructure after a 77% revenue drop in Q1. Wells Fargo is shifting Bitcoin positions, while Exodus sold over 1,000 Bitcoin as Q1 losses widened to $32 million. The SEC filed 8Ks from MREO, Alloy, BCHT, Hive, and CDNS. Dividends are set to go X on May 13, including NVDW at $0.21, HNVR at $0.10, and MSTW at $0.14.
Now, let's check the economic data. The Fed funds rate remains at 3.63%, and the two-year Treasury yield is at 3.95%, while the 10-year is at 4.42%. The CPI came in at 3.78% year-over-year, above the Fed's 2% target, suggesting continued hawkish pressure. Real GDP growth for the first quarter was 1.99%, slightly below expectations. The market is watching for any Fed policy shifts ahead of the June meeting. Let's check the risk signals.
Risk Desk reports no elevated signals today.
Now, let's look ahead.
Watch the VIX as it remains at 17.19, reflecting market uncertainty. The S&P 500 is at 739.3, and the key level to watch is 740. On Wednesday, the US will release the CPI report for April, and the Fed will release its beige book. The market is also watching for any signs of a rate cut in the second half of the year.
If you're finding value in this analysis, support the project at patreon.com/ShadowQuant. Patrons get early access to every episode, weekly AI analyst scorecards, and daily intelligence briefs. And if you're listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or YouTube, hit that follow button and leave a rating. It helps more traders discover the show. We appreciate you. This is an AI-generated market briefing by ShadowQuant. All information is for educational and informational purposes only. It does not constitute financial advice. Always do your own research before making any investment decisions. That wraps up this edition of ShadowQuant Market Brief. Stay tuned for the Tokyo session, where we will see how these calls play out. Until then, trade safe.